I just wanna chill, I might take a sip. Tell shorty be careful, don't spill on my drip. We got the strap in the spot so it's lit. Stay moving tech, can't get left on my dick. It's Rex, so I'm back with another one. Took my ratchet, I got me another gun. Don't want problems, ain't shit that I'm...
And growing the best flower. What does it take? How do you grow that award-winning flower? Is it about the look, smell, taste? What draws you in first? Well, to talk about it all, I got some friends of mine on the show, and I'm really stoked to have them on. So let's welcome on Brett and Scotty, DGC fam. What's up, boys?
Dude, what's up, man? Using your birth name. You see that, man?
You got it. The double T. What's up? Glad to be here to talk about
the dude, my bad. The dude. We got the dude and Scotty Real.
I love it, man. It is killer, man. It's good to have you as a friend. You're right down the road in Denver, and you'll be hanging at the Cup this weekend, and I love your content, brother.
Man, honestly, I'm appreciative of you boys because you boys have always showed love. You know, from the time I moved out to Colorado to today, you guys are always showing love. So I'm grateful for you guys. Thank you guys for taking time to come and hang out with us, man. Appreciate that.
We actually like you. We use that all the time.
Oh man, well, boys, I know you guys got a lot of stuff going on this week. This week is super packed for you guys. As this weekend we got the DGC Cup, and I'm really excited for it. And which iteration of the DGC Cup is this? Is it the 5th one? Which one is it? Do you guys keep count?
It's the 10th.
I believe 2015 we had the DGC Cup as a table at the High Times Cannabis Cup.
Which kind of, I don't know if that fully counts.
Yes, it does, man. It doesn't. It was an evolution, man.
It's got to count, man. That's the first one. It was like a collab.
Yeah. It was.
That was funny. Remember, we were serving red hot dabs.
Yes.
We didn't know that you were supposed to cool the dabs at the end. Grambo's just trying to show his cool shirt, man, your cool jacket.
Shout out to Grambo. Grambo's in the house too. Grambo, what up, brother?
Grambo's the best, man.
Heck yeah.
Love you, Matt.
Love
Grambo
you too, bro.
is the best, man. That's our superstar producer over there. And I looked when he was wearing that outfit. I'm like, what the hell is that, man? It was Ganja White Night. Is that who you saw?
Yes.
And
Ganja-themed EDM band.
They seem to be a big deal. I was walking around Denver that day, and I saw people lining up around the block for those jackets. So,
man, I saw Grambo having a time out there, bro. Well, one thing I know he for sure would have a time with is smoking some good herb out at the DGC Cup. Now, we got a question, right? Home grows or dispo bud? Who's got the best flower? Is it the home growers or is it the people at the dispo? The home growers would probably say it's the home growers. The big corporations may say it's the people at the big corporations and the dispos. But I want to find out what you guys think, because the truth is a lot of home growers usually take home the trophies, right? Usually home growers take home the trophies of these events, not the big corporations. So, yeah, someone who's well-versed in hosting grow competitions, Scotty and the dude, they're here to kick it with us today. So what do you guys stand on that? Do you guys think that commercial grown stuff can even stand up to homegrown stuff, or is it no competition at all?
Setup, man. Don't take the bait. This is a setup. No, of course we think homegrown is superior. You know, you put love into it. But that being said, first off, for flower, man, for extracts, that technology really helps making really good extracts. It'd be tough to beat, you know, a Binsk or a Green Dot or a Laser Cat making them at home. But for flower, definitely the home.
And I disagree, I think, because I know there's commercial growers that are passionate about their grow and they're running them right and they're putting out really quality flower. They care about all the inputs. I mean, if you're going to just stack it up, though, I will say, yes, overall, I think you're going to see better flower from home. But part of that also, I think, might have to do with the supply chain, where you get it fresh as a home grower. Some of the flower you get at the dispo might be a little bit, it might be 6 months. It might be, it could be older. I don't know what the cutoff is for them, like by the sort of different regulations. But
when it stops selling, that's the cutoff.
It's funny that you say that though, because that's a great point, bro. Like, and I noticed when I head out to the dispo at times, sometimes I do hit up the dispo. I admit I'm a sucker, but sometimes you got to do it. But when I do, I always check the batch date and the harvest date, and I usually notice that the harvest date is pretty much a couple days before I purchased it. So I'm like, how long are they actually
Well,
drying or curing this stuff? Like, what's happening? Is something
Yeah.
wrong? Is this even right? Have you guys noticed anything like that?
Nah, but I could just see him just making up the numbers. You know what I found out? Nobody's checking, man.
I mean, the other thing is just the joy. All right, we all agree on that. Homegrown's better in that sense. The joy of doing it, not having to pay taxes, the reward of, like just when you grow your own meat, garden stuff. If you grow anything you eat, it tastes better. You like it more. You enjoy it more. It's that horticultural therapy.
Yeah, it just tastes so much better. You know what's in there. I actually got a little container from back when I copped some flour. This was back in 2023. And the package date, it actually says the package date. It doesn't say the harvest date on there. So the date that they package it is usually the day I go to the dispo. So I'm like, are you guys
Yeah, that makes
packaging this
sense.
stuff in the morning? So I
Well,
don't
it's sitting
know.
in some big cure room or something like that. Then they just, pull the stuff they're going to use or that week or whatever. Man,
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about it's got to be hard to scale up with really good flour, because you're right. Freshness is everything. Getting it, 6 weeks after it's been in the, after being picked, where you got 3-4 weeks in the curing chamber. Sorry, I'm making when I open the lid. That's my curing.
Scotty's curing chamber is a 5-liter bucket, a 5-gallon bucket, bro. No jokes at all. He's got the bucket.
Just remind me to put the lid back on in 15 minutes. All right.
So, Scotty, do you burp that bucket or not?
Yeah, absolutely. It's called pulling
Nice.
weed out of it every day.
It's called time to roll some shit up.
But when I do, man, I've been keeping it on the stem. I don't know if we want to be careful here, but keeping it on the stem, and then that stem's not snapping right there. It's got, it did snap finally, but it's got some moisture in it. And anyway, that's what I've been doing. Then I start burping it, and the buds are still squeezable. But
yeah.
I feel like
That's pretty cool. I noticed that a lot of people who will be submitting a lot of entries to the DGC Cup, they will have to dry and cure their flower properly if they want a chance to win it. And recently I went out, I had the pleasure of going out to the American Autoflower Cup out in Cali. I was a judge out there, and I judged about 58 entries, all of them autos, all different types of flowers, all in little jars, all blind tested, numbered 1 to 58. And there were some really great entries in there, but there were also some entries. They gave us about 3 days, about two. I think it was about 2 or 3 days to judge it all. It was a lot of entries, but they gave us about 2 or 3 days. And even throughout that time, I was like, do I have enough time? I'm so tired of smoking all this weed.
And it's 20 a day. I did the math in my head.
And then you got to figure out, do I want to put it into glass? Do I want to put it in a bong? Do I want to roll it up in a J? And you can imagine smoking like, let's say 30 joints in one day can be a bit much.
What do you think is a good way? I mean, the first couple hits off a joint is a great way to taste the weed. And even you get to dry hit it, you really get to appreciate
you don't
flavor.
need a big, I tell people at the DGC Cup, pack your one hitters light. Like you don't need a lot to get an impression and a taste on it. And, so.
A one is a great way.
Yeah.
It is a great way to taste the flavor of the weed.
Yeah, I personally love a J, but I can understand what you guys say that after smoking like 3-4 J's back to back, it starts to taste a little bit smoky, tarry, not as nice as the first one. Everything begins to taste the same.
Back to back. Have you ever smoked 4 joints back to back?
I did at the American Autoflower Cup.
That's awesome.
But I had to definitely I was hanging out with my homie Corey inside Hydro. He's got a great YouTube channel as well. But we were switching up between the bowl, putting it into a bong, and switching up between a joint. And sometimes you get tired of smoking everything in a J and you just want to taste something really quick, and you're able to do it in a bong. So what would you guys recommend? Because I know out of the DGC Cup, the times I've been out there, you guys give out these little one hitters, and that's fantastic. But do you guys recommend that people bring like a glass bong, try something out that way, or maybe roll it up in a J? What do you guys recommend to get the best taste? What do you guys think is the best way?
maybe when you're getting to, there's 70 strains. So this is a throwdown. I mean, some people scoff at, like, how can you really judge that? Man, what do you say? This is cooperation, man. Not competition. It's a big party and a hang.
Yes.
But the judging aspect does put some fun into it. But once let's say you hone down, maybe I'm saying okay, I got to pick between these 5, or man, I don't know where to, because you get voting tokens, right? Or I get to choose. Then I might go to a different consumption device. I might be like, okay, let's roll a joint of this one if we can get enough material. But
you don't think, look, how much does looks and smell go,
they go a long way in this type
taste,
of, this type of competition. It's a one-day event that goes a long way. You can't judge an effect, of course.
But what sucks though is because I'm looking at this bud right here, and it wouldn't win a cup, but it got me higher than anything I've smoked in like a month.
Yeah,
maybe in months. It's great, man. This is Cortez weed right here.
Dude, that's actually something fantastic. Thanks for bringing that up, Scotty. You're a fucking awesome person, bro. But that's something I actually wanted to get into, bro. How do you distinguish between just the looks versus the smell and taste? Because first off, it's got to pass the eye test, right? You're going to have 70 jars out of the DGC Cup, all of them numbered, all of them blind. You don't know what strain it is. You don't know who grew it. You just know you got to look at it and make a decision, right?
Why is
and
that?
It may look good. It may not look good, but it may look good and fucking bang you out. No Diddy. So what do you guys think about that sort of that sort of distinguishing between like the looks versus the taste and effect?
I can be biased too. I love purple looking weed. That pulls me in right away. It just depends on. I'm looking at Scotty's brick weed up here on a scale that we should enter. We should, as a joke, put some of that in one of the jars.
I'm thinking of like the 1990 Pontiac. What was it? The Monte Carlo SS.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, right. But it really wasn't very fast and didn't drive so good, man. But you like it. It looked good, man. It looked good.
When you have a longer format comp, I mean, if you're truly trying to judge effect, I've seen, I don't know if it was the Cowboy Cup, they allow I think a week or a couple weeks maybe. I've seen different formats. Then I think you can really get into it. I like to look sophisticated though, like walk around with a loop, see how bulbous the trikes are.
Well, that's a big deal.
Okay.
Trichomes are a big deal.
Yeah. That's actually pretty fucking dope. You really should walk around with like a little one eye circle glasses, bro. And that way you could just look into it with like a really. I'm a weed connoisseur, just examining this here today.
Yes.
Hey, these do help though. Because seriously, if it's all clear trichomes or if they're all busted up, that's it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I actually asked someone recently, when last have you guys seen brickweed?
What?
Back in the 2000s, bro. Early 2000s.
Yes, let's
right?
enter that.
And I was like, I saw one the last time I hung out with Scotty up at the bakery.
Yeah. Tanya, I saw that and I was like, dude, you have to give this to me. It was like somebody I was buying something else from. And he was like, something like it was actually a table box, man, back in the day. And I'm like, what? Have this, man? You got to give it to me.
Charge you.
And he started doing the math like it was 1992. He started, it's 400 here. Like, yeah, I don't think so, man.
Oh, man, I love that, Scotty. It's crazy that you actually even have that. Every time I see that, I'm like, yo, I got to take another picture of this, even though I got like 10 already. But yo, guys, we got to ask you guys to subscribe, show some love, smash that like. The DGC Cup is going to be lit. And I just wanted to take a quick moment to do our iCanFAM shout out, man. And I got to shout out one of the iCanFAM VIP Bean Club homies, Joe Woodward. Joe is a former vet. Shout out to Joe. Thank you for your service, brother. He's also a top contributor and iCan VIP Bean Club member for over a year now. And he says, it's Monday. How about some banoffee pie, 4 months cured? 4 months? Wow, you guys need to cure your stuff for 4 months when you're submitting it for the DGC Cup. And he says, I wish you could smell it, fam. Solid nugs and very frosty. Praying for you, safe. So this is some nice flower that the homie Joe has actually grown. This is one of the strains that I bred, the Banoffee Pie Head. And speaking of strains I bred, I got a cut that I want to hook you guys up with. I know, Brett, you may not be able to keep that, but the next time I see you guys, I'm going to hook you guys up with a cut of some magic that I got. But this is some of that Banoffee Pie Head, and it looks fantastic. And I think that for anything to pass the looks test of the DGC Cup, that's going to be the first step. And it's got to look good, right? What do you guys think? It's got to look good, right?
Yeah, do a good trim job, man. Don't be showing me none of that machine trim stuff, you know. Trim job's important in the competition. I've seen stuff in a competition. I'll leave the location and name of competition out of the conversation, but I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna. We were judging something. I'm like, strictly by the trim job, I'm just crediting this one, and you didn't like that as much. But it's like, dude, if you're entering a comp, man, you gotta have a tight trim job.
Well, it might have been their philosophy. All right, we leave the sugar on. All right, anything with trichomes, we leave on. Okay, we're purists.
No, but that's a fair point though, because if you don't trim your stuff properly, it just doesn't look as good. And I know a lot of home growers, me myself being a home grower, I don't always like to spend a lot of time manicuring my bud, and I'm gonna break it down anyway. And when I show people on the live streams, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna break it down anyway. But for a cup, for a competition, you want to put your best foot forward, so you gotta do a good trim job, right?
I would think so. I would think
and
so.
None of that bowl trimmer stuff, says the dude. Oh man, so shout out to Joe, man. Big love to Joe. And if you guys want to hang out with us and the rest of the iCan fam, you got to join the iCan VIP Bean Club, man. Not only is it a great community with a lot of people growing some great stuff, but you can get your hands on some fire genetics and exclusive packs. So join up with some amazing growers in the community. You can follow our Ko-fi page for free, or you can just become an iCan VIP Bean Club member and get fire genetics. Mailboxes are burning down, and if you want your mailbox to burn down too, then join up now. Now we got a question for you guys. The guest of the show today. The guest of the show today.
Wait, how do you join? I didn't even hear. I want to join.
Link is in the description. Join up. Link is in the description. I might try not to throw the links on there because sometimes YouTube can be a little bit, iffy. But check our Ko-fi page out. Ko-fi/iCan Media Co. That's it, and you guys can join up.
Nice, man.
Hell yeah. Now, you guys, I got to ask you boys something. Are you guys growing anything right now? Are you guys growing in a tent or in a full room? What are you guys doing? What do you guys got growing on?
I'm growing, and this is where I feel Scott's going to judge. I'm growing a full canopy in a 2x4 tent of jalapenos right now.
Oh,
I love hot peppers. I grow ghost peppers, and this tent's in my kitchen, so it's also like a talking point. And it's been growing ghosts for so long. My wife's like, "Can you grow something I can eat?" So I'm like, "How about jalapenos?" We both love those. If you know me and my grow style, I say summertime, man. Like, I feel like growing's my street cred, but last summer I shut down. Life gets busy and fun in a good way. And then I got a battle heat. My grow is in the garage. I do have enough AC to handle it. It is insulated. The AC will be running like all the time. But last time we talked about it, I think my philosophy is going to be, dude, I don't have to fire up all my lights. I think I'm going to fire up. I have 6 HLG 350s, and I could literally run 2 of them and still have a good, 4x4 grow area there and not have as much struggle. So I think that's going to be my move, because I definitely miss having that, like I said earlier, that horticultural therapy. The pepper grow tent's rewarding, and you can keep those for years actually producing fruit, which is kind of fun. But I got to grow some weed, and for variety as well. I just harvested pounds of Rockstar and just been hooking people up, but I can't just keep smoking the same strain. So that's almost necessary to grow for that reason.
Bro, do you do any like making of pepper sauce with all those peppers? Like, I love pepper sauce, bro. I'm a sucker for pepper sauce. But do you make any?
All kinds of stuff, definitely. Hot sauce. We get some recipe. You can make jalapeno poppers with ahi tuna. We go deep. There's a lot of things you do with jalapenos.
Scotty's already getting a stomach ache from that hot sauce, bro. He looks like he's already feeling that bowel movement right now.
I love hot peppers. I do. We go out and eat hot stuff. But man, no, grow weed. And if you're spending that energy indoors, man, grow weed.
It's valuable real estate, but it's fun to take that. I'm growing some jalapenos with grow dots, like, just to check it out. So
dope.
You're proud. I have the tent window open. I'm always peeking in there. We spend a lot of time in the kitchen, so I think it's nice to see whether it could be weed. Except for the mother-in-law, I got to be on top of my carbon filtration if I'm growing weed in the house instead of the garage.
I'm thinking some Glen Ross kind of thing. Oh, you want to grow jalapenos? Good, great. Okay, go grow them in your garage. All right.
I was talking to someone recently, man, and quick shameless plug: Recharge. You guys got to grab your Recharge. You guys got to grab your grow dots. the dude is using grow dots with his peppers. If that ain't saying something, I don't know what is. But I asked one of the homies recently if they use recharge, and he says, "Yo, I put that shit on everything. I sprinkle that bitch on my tacos, bro." And I was like, "That's what we're talking about, bro. Recharge on the tacos."
Yeah, I've stored enough recharge before, man. Don't do it.
We were just talking about that shit off air before, snorting the recharge and the fact that it's a face number. No, I'm just playing.
I've definitely breathed in my share of recharge before.
Yeah, I'm just playing. Now, what about you, Scotty? What you got growing on? You got anything going on? I think I seen your setup. You got a 2x4 tent. Is anything in the 2x4 tent right now, or is it just drying?
Like the Blockberry Blockhead Breeder's Cut. I don't know if you're
Okay.
familiar with it. I'm just BSing. Actually, that's Cortez the Conqueror.
I thought you were dead serious, bro.
Well, I will be next week. Cortez came in. He rolled me this. It's the Blockhead. What did I just say? Hang on. I wrote it. I asked him to write it down. Blockberry Blockhead. And it's the Breeder's Cut. It is not the booth cut. All right, man. Just so you know.
Not the Breeder's Cut, not the booth cut.
Yeah. Anyway, something that Cortez walked in. Shout out to Cortez the Conqueror getting married this
Hell
week.
yeah. Congratulations to Cortez. Gotta say, shout out to Cortez. I'm gonna just take a quick moment and shout out to Cortez. By the time this show airs, you have already tied the knot. So congratulations to Cortez the Conqueror. Great guy. We had him on the show a while back. He's been on you guys' show. He grows some great autos, puts together some really interesting edibles, and always shares with us. So shout out to Cortez. Big up to Cortez.
Where's the Cortez juice?
The Cortez juice, bro. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's the mystery
juice.
recipe,
Okay, he's got a new recipe. It is toned it down now.
Do we know what's in it yet?
It's a mystery.
All right.
I almost accidentally drank a whole one before, like while setting up for the DGC Cup last year, and thank God Noah from Do Right Genetics stopped.
Yeah,
it tasted good. Halfway through, he's like, "Dude, don't forget, like there's a lot of shiz in there." I'm like, "You are right."
Yeah. How good are you on edibles, Matt? I'm terrible.
I'm pretty good, actually. You know, not too bad at all. I would fuck up some edibles, bro. I've come to realize, like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck that shit up.
Well, 100 milligrams. What do you eat?
Like recently, I literally sat down by myself, guys, and I kid you not, and I had like 2 150 milligram edible cereal bars back to back, just trying to get fucked up, and I felt absolutely nothing. So I think for me, I have a high tolerance. I probably need to go closer to the 1,000 milligram mark for me to actually feel anything.
What is it, liver enzyme, or is there some medical reason?
No, he's just been eating crazy amounts of edibles for the last few years.
I don't even eat a whole lot of edibles. Like Grambo eats edibles for a living, bro.
Yeah,
like, that's his full-time job.
When I'm like at 30 milligrams or more, I need to be on the look. I'll start like dizziness. I start to lose hearing in one ear. I can't drive one time. Like, I don't know. It hits me, man.
Yeah, don't drive on a bunch of edibles, man.
Well, that was like 50 maybe at the most.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I didn't. I said, I don't think I should drive. You should drive, boy. We had to sit down in this arboretum for a while. I'm like, I'm okay. You know, he was cool. I was like, just edibles are hitting me off.
I don't like to eat them, man. They just mess me up for too long.
I don't know. They don't mess me up too bad, but I think they affect everyone differently. And this is probably a perfect segue into the legalize it segment, where we actually talk to you guys about different stuff that's going on in the industry when it comes to legal news, because you guys know we got the Legal News Network. This segment is brought to you by the Legal News Network. So you guys, if you guys have not checked it out, definitely check it out and tap in. But since we were talking about edibles, Lieutenant Dan Patrick, the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, he says edibles are killing our kids. He also says that someone ate edibles and stepped in front of a train. And I was looking for information on that and trying to figure out, is this true? Did it actually happen? And I can find no evidence of that.
They were PCP edibles, man.
Those were the edibles. Those were the edibles that hit you that fentanyl lean.
Yes, if I was going to
there's the other side of the story is we do need to stop the packaging of edibles to look alike.
It is a little bit cheesy. It is,
because it is. Even if it's it says THC on it.
I don't understand. What is this? I can't remember where I got this, but
yeah,
this is THC infused fun dip, and if a kid finds
100 milligrams
laying around, they're not reading the 100 milligram label on the back. So that's the only.
That's weird,
For
man.
real.
It's just weird.
But
I mean,
Scotty, that's actually THC fun dip you got right there.
Look, it's $10. Says medical cannabis, and there's a little 100 milligrams.
And that's why this dude, Lieutenant Dan Patrick, wants to ban everything. He's like, yo, I'm fed up with you guys on this bullshit.
If that guy seen this in his 8th grader's drawer, though, you got to admit he's going to freak out. I can see why that would make him freak out. I'm sure these are being mailed, you know, on the dark web with the Bitcoin all over the country, man. All right.
So
I won't be surprised about that at all.
He's trying to do a full ban on edibles.
Yep. Full ban on everything THC down in Texas. Full ban on everything.
I thought I saw in the news.
THCA is just
they're banning
THC.
everything.
Legal
They're banning
in a lot of
everything.
states, so it's interesting.
They're banning everything. They're like, oh, 3.3% is federally legal. Well, in Texas, 0% legal. That's how we're doing it. So they're looking to ban everything.
When was the last time any of you guys went to Texas? I'm terrified, man. I'm terrified.
I'm also terrified, bro. I'm scared as
I've
fuck.
heard Austin is hip. I've always
heard it's
wanted to visit
amazing.
there, but
Texas is beautiful. I just don't want to go to jail there.
Yeah, I've actually heard that you can go to Texas on vacation and leave with a felony, bros. Win-win.
You know what? It is really nice that I used to always be committing a crime 100% of the time. From the day from the time I left, to go to work to the time I came home. 100% always committing a crime because I was always just somewhat high, and I always had weed on me.
Yeah.
I'm going to jail for half an eighth of weed before. What was that? A gram and a half? Jail.
I never got
jail.
caught with weed. Never got caught with weed. Never went to jail for weed.
I should look that cop up and be like, you know what I mean?
I smoke weed for a living, bitch.
That's my attorney right here, man. Yeah.
But I understand your point, though. The marketing to kids, you definitely got to be careful with that. But also, I think that you guys just got to go after the bad actors, the people that are actually selling these products to kids. Because most smoke shops that are actually like dispos or hemp shops, you got to show ID to even get inside. But a lot of places that are selling these stuff to kids are not only just unscrupulous dealers, but a lot of people are claiming that some of the smoke shops and gas stations are doing it. So maybe that's something they need to look at. The gas stations, the 7-Elevens. I just went out to 7-Eleven and I seen a bunch of smoke stuff out there, and I was like, noting, interesting, so it's something that I think that they really need to crack down on the cause rather than banning everything, because a lot of people out in Texas are going to be affected now, not only employers, employees, but people who get their medicine and consumers as well. So I think that it's just a sad thing what's happening. It's a sad thing what's happening.
Adults like candy. I would go get down with a fun dip, and I get attracted to some of
make
that
it
packaging.
Thank you, Brett. Me too, bro. I grew up in the 90s. I love that shit.
Responsible parent you are, shit can get misplaced. It just happens, man. I mean, you're not going to be perfect, so that's the only issue with it. I mean, you got to be ultra careful.
Do you ever have a Luden's medicated cough drop? Yeah, you gotta suffer. You want to get high through this, you gotta suffer, man.
That's for if you're gonna if too much, you need one of those. You can kill two birds with one stone.
What was the guy's name in Texas? He's gonna make every edible 2 milligrams and taste like a cough drop.
And Dan Patrick, he's that guy.
Dan Patrick, man.
And he literally grabbed a bag of these edibles and threw them at a reporter. He's like, look at this. If you eat this entire pack, are you going to wake up in the morning? And threw it at him. And I was like, damn, bro, you are hardcore, aren't you? So, yeah. That kind of makes me wonder how much of this is actually propaganda, guys. Like, is it fear-mongering? Is it propaganda? Yes, you want these stuff out of the hands of kids, but is it actually killing people? Like, no. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Propaganda these days.
Modern day reefer madness, bro.
No, but I mean any part of the media is propaganda pushing an agenda.
We've seen it rotate through the whole human body. It's like every other month or quarter, cannabis now kills your brain, or now it gives you a heart attack, or now it does something else. And
like press releases, they're hiring somebody, they get some funds every quarter, everybody's happy because somebody buys advertising on your fake website.
So if cannabis did all this negative shit, Scotty would be dead.
Scotty would not be alive right now to be on the show hanging out with us. Oh man, that's so crazy. Okay. Now, I heard you guys talk about eighths earlier on, right? And the eighths you guys used to get back in the day. And something else I've seen is that certain states want you to go out to liquor stores to buy your flower. They want the liquor control boards to control the good herb, to sell you your weed, right? And people
do we
didn't like that.
But why? I'm just
Because
asking.
they
I'm
consider it
just
an
exploring
intoxicant.
here.
It's an intoxicant. So they consider it an intoxicant. Because it's an intoxicant, the liquor control board should control it. But not just that. Places like Ohio, they don't sell eighths. They sell overpriced tenths. What do you guys think about that? It's like a 2.83. And people are hitting dispose and getting a 2.83. What the fuck?
You know what? He's right, though, man. It's gonna change. It won't change because they can regulate the price if it's by the liquor control board.
Well, you're saying are these? Is it gonna be sold in the same store? Is that what you're insinuating?
Yeah,
Yeah,
liquor
like,
stores. You got to go to a liquor store
and
to get
some
your
weed.
weed.
So,
That's how they want it. Yeah.
You know you're not mad at that.
It would be convenient for me. If
Yeah,
I bought
you're not
weed,
mad
I
at
like
that.
beer, but the liquor store is going to figure out real quick that its sales are going down on the beer and the alcohol side.
I don't
Because
They
think
already
so.
noticed that.
Typically, the more you smoking weed makes you drink less. It does.
But then that's
Yeah.
stopping. If anything, they'll get more customers coming in there and getting a couple. Oh, you got really good. Sorry, Banner pre-rolls, and you get a 6-pack couple pre-rolls.
I
and
think it's
go up to the rest.
going to knock as long as the weed sales offset the 30% loss and
Sure.
people that realize, damn, I'm drinking too much. I like getting high. There's no hangover here.
What if
Yeah.
also you can do it like they do beer, where the beer, it encourages all those micro breweries because there's beer stores that have 30 or 50 or 100 different kinds of beer. Be kind of
Yeah.
cool if they were able to do that. I've also been to beer stores that are also cigar stores. They have half the store. It's a humidor and it's really nice and they do a good job of it, man. So I don't know if I hate this.
It's not that bad. I can see some people really feeling upset about it. Just the concept of it. They cannot fathom having a destructive intoxicant such as alcohol. And that's where you go to get your herb, which is actually supposed to bring relief. So people don't like that. Mixing those two, they say it should not be mixed. But it's definitely a topic for discussion and a point for a lot of people to consider further. And I think that's what the Legal News Network does. We just want you guys to consider different things, understand what's happening, but also stay up to date with everything so you guys can make informed decisions. So shout out to everyone who subbed up to the Legal News Network, man. We got some great stuff going on over there. So sub up if you haven't already. Now, boys, dude, the Brett, the dude. I heard you say you get tired of running one strain over and over, right? So that leads me nicely to my next question. How long do you run one strain for when you find that keeper? You probably get fed up after a while, but how long does it take you to get fed up?
Probably answer this better because we do the show. I'd probably say 7 or 8 years. No,
Dude, there's no keeper. I mean, there's so many good genetics right now in a drawer full of seeds, always, whether they're gifted or, that I want to grow out, especially if it came from somebody in the crew that's creating seeds like yourself.
Yeah.
And I want to have that variety. So I typically don't. Keepers for me would be, I see definitely people that medically use for certain reasons keeper strains because it's really addressing what they need for medicine. But I love to have variety. I mean, I think me and Scotty we're not connoisseurs of being like we like weed. And sometimes it's even hard for me to be like, is that an indica or a sativa, man? Like,
got me high.
I feel high and good. So I don't.
It tastes good.
What do you get, man? What do you
There's
get?
something to
I
be
get
said.
nuances of lemon pledge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some good weed in there.
It smells like weed.
That smells like some good shit.
Dude, but if you're growing to hone in your craft for the free market, or if you make a little bit
Just
of
a
income on the
connoisseur.
side,
Just to be a connoisseur.
you got to stick with the same strain and grow it out a few times to see what different inputs. I mean, maybe 3-4 times. You're going to just try your base meat potatoes. Then you're going to maybe if I try this additive, this bloom enhancer might really make the one difference. So you got to play with the strain for a while if you're trying to perfect it for market.
For real.
That's what I have to do.
And do you go for like smaller plants or bigger plants? Like, does it really matter to you or not really?
I go for myself. If plant count is not an issue, the biggest container I'm going to use is 5 gallons, even down to 3 gallons. I would have more probably wouldn't go below maybe 2 gals if I'm getting an automated watering system. I want more buds, more big bud, like
Sure.
trim. It makes trimming easier, having more
Yeah.
plants. Definitely you can get, just better canopy management. Not a shorter veg. I love a shorter veg because less time for problems. Let's get this done quicker. Let's just grow more plants to make up for the weight of growing 115 gals. So I'd like more plants. Probably like 6'3" gals is what I do in a 2x4 instead of like 2'5" gals.
That's
You gotta
all.
water them more though, right?
You do. You got to be on top of your watering, but my growing method in straight cocoa with grow dots currently is I'm watering every day anyway. You want to be watering frequently with cocoa to get the best performance out of it. So
You stay at home.
Yeah.
I either stay at home or have somebody who's right. I don't like hooking up irrigation because I move my plants quite a bit on rolling saucers and they grow. So I always do that.
Same.
Somebody has to cover for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that 100%. Then that's why I don't really do a whole lot of scrogging. I love to move my plants around, and just having them too fixed in is a little bit of a problem for me. And the drip irrigation, you got to move your plants around sometimes. And when you do, you got to move the drip irrigation too. And I just don't have to do that shit.
Usually they have 2 drippers and you have to unplug them both, man, and then plug them back. It's easy. And so you know, one thing I will say is I do know what you mean about the scrogging. And what I do with that is I've gone to bamboo stakes and the rebar caps so I don't poke my eye out. But man, you can just manipulate the plants all around and get multiple buds and tie them all up. So that would be, since you asked, man.
Yeah, no, that's pretty solid, man. And I think that that's something a lot of people would have to focus on, because if you're training, you want to maximize your yield. And if you're submitting flower to any cup, not the DGC Cup or any other cup, you have to have enough flower that you could submit an entry, right? What's the minimum amount that you guys need to have someone submit for the DGC Cup?
Whatever you can stuff into a mason jar. It's typically minimum is an ounce, but it's typically more, 1.5 ounces to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't even yield 1.5 ounces, then you probably won't even be able to submit something to the cup, right? So there you go.
I think one cat pulled like 7 ounces out of a refrigerator.
Dishwasher.
Oh, a dishwasher. It was a dishwasher.
A dishwasher grow, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore, man.
That is pretty hardcore. I got a little cabinet grow, and I love the DIY MacGyver setups. Those are freaking awesome, bro. Like, I absolutely love them. Now, something that I'm really looking forward to seeing at the DGC Cup, boys, is those glass jars filled with flower, those mason jars filled to the brim, and just some beautiful flower overall. And this is where we can roll on into our flower shot segment, because we have some really beautiful nugs that we can show you guys, but we also got an entry from last year's DGC Cup, and it's mind-blowing. So let's have a look at some of those, see what's up. We can start off right here with this one, which is actually the Chill Guy, which I bred myself, but the Grow Me 5 Eyes MAH, 5 Eyes Ma is growing this one. And this is a really nice strain. It's really nice and green. It's week 6, I think he said, of flower, and it looks really, really feisty, bro. It looks good.
Yes. You want them that color. You don't want them fade until the end, man.
What I like about it is the nug size. The nug size to like leaf ratio, it looks like it's still swelling and packing on size. It's going to be really nice. Right now, I'm growing some Blueezy from Exotic Genetics, and Exotic is a fantastic breeder. I love that guy and his genetics. But one of the phenos I'm growing is really skinny. It's not like fat nugs, it's skinny nugs. And it almost looks like the whole plant's foxtailing. And some breeders actually search out those traits because they look really nice and photogenic. But for me personally, I just love big nugs. I'm a sucker for big buds. You guys like big buds?
I cannot lie. Come on.
I used to love Island Sweet Skunk, and it was a foxtaily type of strain. And the only negative thing about that is trimming is extra involved.
I actually don't like big buds, man, because
you want more
bud
surface
mold,
area, man.
All the stuff in the middle of those big giant buds. There's not much.
Like when you a great example what Scotty's saying, like I grew a big bud crossed with White Widow outdoors, grew monstrous buds. Some of them got bud mold that came with the outdoor environment, but even that, the ones that didn't, when you break a big cola apart and then you make it, you put it in the bag as like a quarter or whatever, that's not nearly as nice as smaller buds that you make a quarter of that are completely surrounded in trichomes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of people actually say the smaller nugs have a higher concentration of trichomes and THC. So when the people are testing their flower, they send the smaller nugs because those test higher. I don't know how true it is, but that's just what I've heard.
Smaller nugs, the sweeter the flavor. Ain't that what they say?
Smaller nugs, the sweeter the flavor. Scotty, you got some really nice sayings, brother. I like that.
Just
Here we've got another chill guy, actually, from another one of the Gromies, Joel No Creepin'. Now, this chill guy has turned out really nice and purple. Beautiful colors on this one. And I'm really excited to see everyone who's growing any of the iCan genetics. So if you are, post them in the groups, the Facebook group or the Discord, and we will feature them on the flower shot section of our page, and we will even feature them on the show. So definitely show some love. Now, you boys, Brett, I think you said you really...
That looks like how you would grow weed inside the space shuttle, right? Like in the space, they grow their own weed and vegetables.
He's on some simple. It looks like he's on bottom feeding AC Infinity.
I know. I'm just goofing, just because it's all mylar'd up and not mylar.
It looks really nice, though. That fade is fantastic.
Beautiful. It's perfect.
Yeah. The plant behind it.
And dude, you like
they call that
purple colors, right?
All right, man.
I've seen it. I'm seeing it in the back. The one in the back doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty okay. It's not too bad.
Got their own style, man. All right.
So, dude, your style, right? You said you like purple flowers. Is this something that you will see in your tent and you'll be like, yeah, this is something I can get down with?
Yeah, I love to see the fade. And, I don't know, flowers of any color. There was some weed in it, I think, last year that was almost like black. And that was really interesting to me as well. But yeah, why not? I love to see different colors in flower, and there is something medically I claim with purple coloration in bud. I don't know it off the top of my head.
I think there's a lot of purple underneath the buds, but you got to let that chlorophyll break down first. The anthocyanins, right?
Anthocyanins.
Style where I would bring my Colorado grow room in the garage. When I was growing in the wintertime, I could have my nighttime temps go really low. And I was having differential. Like the last week, I was letting my nighttime temps get down to maybe 50, maybe even upper 40s a couple times. And that really helps bring out different. It's not going to work for every strain, but these deep purples and coloration.
Stress on the gibberellins, man. All right.
Speaking of purple, check this one out. This is actually one of the entries that I was talking about from last year at the DGC Cup. And this is my homie growing at the beach with the Nerds rope crossed with the Gary Payton. And this was his DGC Cup entry for 2024. Have a look at this one, boys. This one is absolute fire as well. It's purple. Like how much purple can you get?
That is beautiful.
Let me get my scope out really quick.
Yes, Scotty, boys, you guys gotta have your scope at the DGC Cup. Bring your scope.
Yeah, those are. I scope those trichomes.
Oh, man. Beauty! Hell yeah! Ooh, look at the straw.
Looks so good.
Straw top dress. That's OG. I like that.
That is so OG, and I think in places like where we're at in Colorado, Scotty, that's something that can help us out because it's so freaking dry out here, bro.
Hey. And tip though, if you're gonna top dress with straw, source it properly.
Yeah,
Build a Soil sells some straw. You just don't want random straw that's been sitting outside. You're probably gonna have a bug.
Ton of bugs.
Yeah, that's so true. And you don't want any bugs in your indoor grow, guys. That's absolutely not cool.
No, it's an imbalanced ecosystem.
Imbalanced. And now we got last but not least, we got Trent's got a garden with some great stuff. Trent's always showing love in the DGC crew live videos. I always see him on the premieres on the Saturday shows, and he's always in the iCan shows. So shout out to Trent. He says Frosty Friday has arrived. Day 61, jungle cookies and black cherry bliss just about done. Only a couple weeks away from popping iCan's Mark gift and some Ragnarok by GT. Welcome to the Grow Tent. Now, this looks absolutely stunning, boys. Like, for me, if I'm out of the DGC Cup, I'm going to be doing the look test. Whatever passes the look test and looks really good, that's probably going to be what I'm going to try next. I'm going to try to sample. And this looks like something that 100% passes that eye test. What do you guys think?
Oh, it's gorgeous, man. The colors, the structure, the trichomes, it's got everything.
Did he just say if he's going to be at the DGC Cup?
Well, when I'm at the DGC Cup, because I am absolutely pulling up, bro. I will be there.
We got, of course, Matt, iCan, Chad Westport, the Stash Crew, Pigeons, Rob, Mr. Grow It,
Matt, the strain guy, the strain show.
So,
Strain show, yep.
Yep.
All the homies are going to be out there. So many people are pulling
Yes.
up, and it's going to be a great time. I'm actually linking up with Rob from CLTV, Mr. Grow It and Pigeon. So I'm going to be linking up with those boys, and we're going to try to see if we can all come down to the DGC Cup together. If we can't, it's all good. Everyone's going to be there. Matt from Strange Show, he's out here in Denver. He's going to be there too. It's going to be a great time, man. And also, homies like Colorado Chris, my boy, Colorado Chris, Seed to Harvest podcast fam. I think he's actually got a table. He got a booth out there with you guys. So it's going to be a fun time, boys. I can't wait.
DGCcup.com.
DGCcup.com. Yeah, tell people where they can get any information. If tickets are still available, just drop that info for them.
Everything's there. Tickets are dwindling. I guess I could say dwindling is okay.
The last week, guys.
They can dwindle.
But yeah, all the information times. There's a second day. There's a hash bash this year. DGCcup.com. Check it out. It's the new venue here in Longmont. It's a beautiful over 100-acre farm with great views of the Front Range. It's going to be a nice summer day in Colorado and good place just to get high and hang out and be with like-minded people. And I love the grower crowd. Talking with growers, there's no place you can ever be with such a concentrated amount of growers to talk grow.
Yeah, it's so true.
Absolutely. And the thing is, you'll find so many people in the community who you may not actually know, but they'll be like, yo, my name is Smoker Weed 420. And you'll be like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I know you, bro. What's up, dude?
Totally.
So that's going to be really, really fun, man. So shout out to everyone who's turning up at the DGC Cup, submitting some entries and some awesome flowers. Shout out to everyone who's posting those awesome photos on the iCan Facebook groups and the Discord. That's the flower shot segment brought to you by iCan Organics. Shout out to all you guys. And I've been using the iCan Organics with my recharge, and it's been a killer combo. So make sure to grab your recharge. Use that code icanthc. Try the iCan Organics, and you guys will have a banging combo. I'm going to just go ahead and jump straight on into the WTFs of the week, boys, where we show you guys exactly what's happened over the last week that made me think WTF. Now, let's start off with this one. This one is pretty interesting, but I know that you guys may smoke blunts. I got some homies that smoke blunts, and whose blunt is this? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
You know what? Back in the day, man, back with brickweed, I would have been like, oh, dude, I found a joint. Found a blunt, man. Let's go smoke it.
Alexis says, the way my man screamed, you would have thought he broke his finger. It's too early for this shit.
Oh, poor guy. I hope that wasn't your last blunt.
And don't leave evidence in your car, or be careful, man. If there's ever, I sometimes I get lazy with it. I have like a bowl I toked before I went mountain biking, and it's in my side door panel. And if you get in an accident or something, like, you got to be, it's not best practice, but I hear, you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
Gives them a whole
Definitely not, bro.
Other shit.
Yeah.
I don't even like to consume in the car anymore, bro. It's like, yo, that's not good. I need to stop.
I've got over 2 buckets. I'll put it in the trunk.
Over 2 buckets, Scott. He's so crazy, right?
Oh, I don't leave the house. Everybody knows that.
I know, because I haven't seen you down in my studio in quite some time, Scotty. You need to come and hang out, bro. Scotty does not leave the crib.
Nah, I've been down in Denver lately, so let me know. I have to do something. There's some cool shit going on down there.
Yeah, nah, we actually, I saw you out at Longmont when we went out for 420. That was just last month, well, a couple months ago now, and that's where the DGC Cup is going to be, at that new venue, and it's a fantastic venue. I think it's going to be fucking awesome, and I really cannot wait to see everything set up at this new venue. But also, it's going to be a 3-day event, right? So while we roll into the other WTF of the week, let's break down just quickly for the people the 3-day event, what's happening on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
VIP party.
Shit, 3-day event. Yeah. WTF, man. What?
I know, WTF, bro. DGC Cup is a 3-day event now. What? Since when?
We got this, man.
The VIP party is a Friday hang. That's 125 people or so. It's sold out. It's usually not barely made fully public. It's just a good time to get together. And then, of course, the comp is Saturday for flower. And then we decided this. Somebody told me, you're missing out on a whole nother like lifestyle, man. There's people that don't even smoke flowers.
Yeah.
So it's like time to add the hash bash. Like, shit, we already have the tent there. It usually just sits empty on Sunday. So like, let's do this.
Party,
you know?
yeah.
I'm excited to learn. That's a huge learning curve for me to see how consumption methods, taste, processing. It's going to be a lot of, we're going to have live resin, rosin.
Start learning.
Start learning right now, boys.
Oh,
I actually got
Sorry.
this that Scotty hooked me up last when I was up at the bakery. Some of this from Kyle. Shout out to Turpican and those boys. This is some premium live
Extract
resin.
Stellar.
Hell
Wanna
yeah.
get stewed, man.
Yeah, they've changed
that
their
is one
name.
thing with concentrates, man. You cannot beat the smells that come off of them. It's amazing.
It's like they've
So good.
concentrated the smell. It's
Yes.
weird.
It's just so good, man. You cannot beat that. So I assume everyone will have to walk with their Puffcos or bring their e-rigs or some type of dab
No,
rig.
you show up if you don't have stuff.
Okay.
They'll be prepared. They'll have Puffcos. They'll have rigs. They'll have fancy rigs,
Dope.
like one that's worth
Dope.
thousands.
That's a mistake. That's a mistake right there. Let's have a meeting about that. Oh, yes. But bring your Puffcos if you got them. It is pretty awesome to have your own. Everybody's pretty damn serious about these dabs. So these dab stuff. But, they got their own rigs. They got their own settings. And, bring what you got.
Bring it, and bring it all. You can even bring your bong, man. And I'm sure that if you bring your bong, you'll be a lot of people around that will have this point of view. Your bong will be seeing this all day. This is what your bong sees every time you hit it. This is literally what people be walking around just.
Right.
Now, I gotta say, guys.
Is it the smoke shop where they have sometimes I think it's kind of crafty, like people like to pass J's around a lot, and some people will have the tube. There's a product name, I don't know it off the tip of my tongue.
Sure.
You put the joint in the tube and then it's only yours.
Not crazy.
Not
Crazy, man.
Yeah. One of those little thingies, like the cigarette like extension thingies they used back in the day. Like
classy. Matt, you could pull that off, brother. You could
know those ones?
Yeah.
One of those old ones?
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
What do you think? Can we get it here by today? We order it on Amazon.
Yes, they have
It'll be here by 5 p.m.
Scotty, I'm sure you have Amazon Prime, bro. That's pulling up tonight between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to impress dude with it, man.
And we also got this on the WTFs of the week, guys. So have a look at this. Someone just sold their bike, and I can see this happening to one of you boys, right? If you purchase a bike, you just sold your bike, you walk inside and take a video. 30 seconds later.
Oh, that happens a lot, man.
That actually happened to me already.
Yeah.
I wasn't buying a bike, I was just riding it.
Yeah, I don't let my friends ride my motorcycle.
So let's hear what he said. I just sold him my bike. That's it. That's the story. I hand over the keys, shake hands, and say, ride safe, bro. 30 seconds later, he whiskey throttles straight into my neighbor's front yard, hits the curb like it's a ramp in a Tony Hawk game, launches up the grass, loses control midair like a budget stuntman, and goes flying, lands like a sack of potatoes while the bike's still revving in the hydrangeas. Me, just standing there like, no refunds.
Yeah, there's some things where you just say to somebody, hey, fake it till you make it, brother.
I love
This is one of them, man.
I love whiskey throttle playlists, like with people that got sports cars that don't understand. Like you can't
Yeah, you can't just floor that.
Nah, bro, not at all. But I literally fell off a bike already. A motorbike, it's not fun, it's not cool, and that shit fucking hurts. And the bike still just keeps going while you off it. Like it's
don't do those are dangerous. That's what my kid does, some dangerous shit. But I'm like, you can't have a motorcycle, buddy. I'm not gonna see you go like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't your kid already do like BMX riding and stuff?
He's a professional slopestyle mountain biker. Would be the
that's what it was. Yeah,
name.
I remember that.
He can do double backflips and crazy shit like that, but no motorcycle. All right.
Yeah, right.
Double backflips on a bicycle is absolutely crazy, bro, and I can't even think about doing that. So props to him. That's fucking dope.
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, man. So that was the WTFs of the week, guys. It's just a nice segment where we blow off some steam with the fam. And before we actually close off, we got the nug of the day. And a lot of people have different nugs, but my nug of the day for you guys is if you want a thing done well, just do it yourself. And that's what Napoleon Bonaparte said. So don't trust the big corporations to grow your herb. Grow your weed yourself. If you want it done the right way, do it yourself. Right, boys? Homegrown for the win.
Deal.
Hell yeah. Now that's what we're talking about. Now let's just shout out Brett. Let's shout out Scotty. Thank the boys so much for coming and hanging out with us, man, before the DGC Cup. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you guys. Pretty soon, I think I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, actually, man. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's
I'll
up?
be hanging out at the wedding.
Yeah, bro. Let's see you guys tomorrow. So, yeah, man, just shout out you guys' pages. Say what you guys got going on. When is you guys' next show? Tell the people what's up so they can figure out where they have to find you.
Yeah, we got shows every Wednesday and Saturday, 4:20 Mountain Time Wednesday, 11 a.m. Saturday. That's our fun hang. That's like the Saturday morning cartoon adult version with weed. And
I love the Saturday show, boys. I actually sent Scotty a text this morning. I was like, the Saturday show from a couple days ago was off the chain. You guys crushed it. Shout out.
It was fun doing this.
Shout out to Grambo for the good reminder. Dude Grows Grow Talk. If you search that, you'll find our shorts channel. Great little formative tidbits on growing the dank yourself.
And realdgc.com. That is our community over there. That's a good place, man. There's thousands of good growers there.
Yeah, that's what's up. And you guys are pushing out some great content, not just those shows that are every Wednesday and Saturday, but Scotty, you also got some great shows that help people figure out how to level up their grows that drops every Tuesday, Thursday. So shout that out too, bro.
Scotty Real 420 channel. Absolutely. That's where I do my best to make sense. I don't smoke weed before I do those, man. I do those in the morning before I get high.
I like that, man. It's a fantastic show. So you guys are crushing it. Definitely check out the DGC fam to see what they got going on. They got tons of stuff from the shorts channels to the full channel, the main channel with the full shows, also Scotty's channel. So definitely check them out, see what they got going on. A great community over there, guys. And also don't forget to join the iCanFAM. The iCanFAM is popping. We got tons of fire genetics going out to all VIPs. Make sure you guys join up and show some love. Become part of the fam, part of the community. Use those discount codes icanthc on the genetics. Use it on Seedsman. Grab some genetics from there. Use it on your recharge, your grow dots, all your grow equipment, no matter where you're getting it. Whether it's Mars or AC, just use that code and you'll get a nice little discount. So, boys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, man. I'm really excited for the DGC Cup, and thank you guys for taking some time out of your busy week to hang out, bro.
Good hanging, man. It's always fun hanging with you, brother.
It was hard getting a little work done, but we got it done.
Easiest job I've had.
You know what they say? It ain't work when you're having fun, right?
All right. Yes. Cheers.
That's what we're talking about.
Have a great time at work, but it's still work.
It's still work. It's still work. So, guys, smash that like, show some love. And if you missed the last episode on the Legal News Network, make sure to check it out now because some crazy stuff is happening on there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, smash the like and show some love, and show Scotty and Brett some love. Thank you, boys, for hanging out. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Stay high.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Stay higher, stay lit, stay high, stay fly. Peace.